Hello, welcome back to this lesson. In the previous lesson, we were able to discuss WordPress plugin at length. So in the previous lesson, I taught you what WordPress plugin does and how you can install and manage your plugins on your WordPress website. Okay, in this video, we are supposed to take care of the three plugins that we installed. That is Sassy Social Share, WP Discourse, and Yoast SEO. But before we proceed on plugin, I would love to resolve an error, and in the process of resolving an error, I'm going to teach you how to create your webmail. You might have seen such before, like my domain name now is olaphillips.com.ng. Then if I want to create my webmail, I'm supposed to have something like support@olaphillips.com.ng, info@olaphillips.com.ng. So you might have seen that before. So in a nutshell, a webmail is a mail that is attached to your domain name. Okay, so whatever your domain name is, that mail is going to be carrying your domain name. We are going to be doing that in the process of resolving these two errors that I'm about to mention in this video. Now, what are these errors? Okay, while we were working on our post, we were not able to add image. I just noticed that none of our posts has image. Okay, so while we were working on the post, there was an error that was coming up about JSON, and we needed to install a plugin. When we installed the plugin, the error stopped, but we could not add image to our post except the feature image. Okay, so I'm going to create a post right now. I'm going to add a new post. Let me open in a new tab. All right, so let me just type testing, because I just want to use this post to test something. Then I'm going to click on publish. All right, so under this add media, I want to add an image. So I will click on an image and click on insert to post. Okay, you can see the image is not displaying, but don't forget that this environment is not the default environment of WordPress. We installed a plugin to have this environment. Okay, so let us go back to our plugin and deactivate our plugin. So I'm clicking on plugin, then we installed classic widget to manage our widget, and we installed classic editor to manage our post. So right here, I'm going to deactivate classic editor. All right, so I will go back to all posts. Then I'm going to edit this post that I created just now, testing. Okay, so we have the default environment of WordPress to work with. So now I'm going to choose a block. I'm going to choose classic editor. So I'll click on block inserter as I've taught you in one of the lessons. Then I'm going to look for classic editor. So you can see classic editor. So I'm clicking on classic editor. Then I'll type anything I want here. So let me just type I'm just testing. Okay, then I'm going to click on update. Okay, so this post has successfully been published. Now let me try to add an image. Let me look for image block. So I'm going to search for image. Okay, so I'm clicking on image. I've taught you this in one of the previous lessons, how you can add your image. You can upload, you can add from the media library, and you can use a URL to add, but I'm going to add from my media library. Okay, so I'm going to click on any image and click on select. All right, so this image has been added. Then I'll click on update. All right, now you can see that whenever I try to add image, this error comes up, updating failed. The response is not a valid JSON response. Now the reason is this: when you are buying your hosting plan, apart from just a storage space, there are other resources that come with your hosting plan, and sometimes your hosting plan provider deactivates some features for security reasons. And also it depends on the plan you are choosing. That is why if you have an hosting plan that is 100,000 naira at the point of purchase and another one that is 10,000 naira, you should know that the resources of that hosting plan, they are not the same. And if you buy a cheap hosting, sometimes it may give you extra stress, okay? But for learning purpose, we needed to buy this cheap hosting plan. All right, but it is good that we bought this hosting plan actually, so that if you are buying the same hosting plan, whatever error we are coming across, we can easily resolve the error. All right, so to resolve this error, we are going to log into our client area on your hosting plan. I'm using truehost.com.ng, and I hope that you are using the same, or whichever one you are using, the cPanel looks alike. Okay, so I told you that your cPanel has to do with your hosting plan, not your domain name. I told you that when you buy your domain name, you are not going to have your cPanel, but when you buy hosting plan, you will be having your cPanel. Okay, so your cPanel works with hosting plan. All right, so on my client area right now, I have service and domain name, and in as much I want to log in to my cPanel, I click on service. Okay, because the service is the hosting plan, then I'll click on active. All right, so when you click on active right here, you will see some features that you can see in your cPanel. So in case you need any one of them quickly, you can see we have add-on domain, cron job, disk usage. So these are the things you see in your cPanel, right? But in case you just want to go to your cPanel, you just scroll down, then by the left hand side here, you will see cPanel, then click on cPanel. Now on this cPanel, I've explained some things, but right here we are going to security section of this cPanel. Okay, you see we have email section, we have file section, we have SEO and marketing tools, but we are going to security. Okay, all right, so in this section you will look for mode security, then click on it. All right, so this mode security, what it does is that it prevents files that may be having virus. So it doesn't allow files to be uploaded to your post. Okay, in case you are giving permission to your audience to upload image, sometimes they may upload virus or a spyware or a malware. Okay, if you don't know what a spyware or a malware is, you can browse it online. Okay, so it's a means of attacking your blog actually. So sometimes on your blog you may want to accept guest posts. So this one you can decide to turn it off or turn it on, but by default the hosting plan provider, they have turned it on. Okay, so this is what is preventing the image to be uploaded. So I'm going to turn it off right now. Okay, so I have turned it off. Then I can go back to my post and refresh, and let's see what happens if we'll be able to upload image to our post. All right, so I'll go back to my block inserter and look for image block. All right, so I'll click on the image and choose my image. Okay, so let me just choose any image and select. Now notice that this is different from feature image. If I need feature image, I'll go right here, and under post tab I'm going to see categories. I'm going to see my feature image, so you can see my feature image here. So let me add feature image so that you can know the difference. So I'm adding this feature image. Okay, so this image, do not give up, is added directly to the post, not the feature image. Okay, so we were able to add feature image in the previous lessons we took when we were creating our post, but we were not able to add image to our post. Now let us update and let us see if we are going to have the same error. Okay, so I'm going to click on update. Okay, so you can see it right here, post updated. So I can view this post. All right, so you can see we have the feature image and we have the image that we added to the post, and we have our post. I just typed just testing. All right, so that is the first error I hope to resolve in this lesson. Now let us go to the second error. So for the second error, we are going back to our plugin. All right, so having resolved that post error, because our default post environment has more blocks that we can work with, okay, so it is preferable that we work with our default post environment. But in case you encounter the error, or maybe tomorrow you are teaching somebody, of course you know how to resolve this error. Okay, so let's go back to our plugin. We don't need this classic editor again, then we can delete. Okay, so that plugin has been deleted. Now we installed WP Discourse also. I'm going to deactivate this WP Discourse. Then we are going to the front end to comment. Okay, so there was an error I encountered there, so I need to resolve that error. Now I am logged in on this browser, and if I comment through this browser, it is going to carry my name. So I want to comment as a guest. Okay, so it is either I use another browser or I open an incognito window on this same browser. Okay, so if you want to open your incognito window, you press Ctrl+Shift+N. Okay, so it will open incognito window. It will bypass your account. Okay, that's login account, so it will leave this place, because if I open another tab and try to do anything here, it will still be working on my account, but on the incognito window it will bypass this account. Okay, so I'm going to go to my blog, olaphillips.com.ng. then I'm going to comment on my blog. Then you will see the error that comes up. Okay, so I'm going to click on the post. Right, so this is the default comment section. So I'm going to type, let me just type anything. Let me type anything. All right, then I'm going to type name. Then I'm going to type an email. Then I'm going to click on post. Okay, so what I've just done here simply is that I want to make comment on this post. So I put my comment, put my name and my email. Then I'm going to click on post. All right, you can see this. There has been a critical error on this website. Whenever you encounter this kind of error, if you check your mail, you are supposed to see how to resolve this error. But if I go to my mail now, I'm not seeing anything. So this error has to do with sending mail on this blog. Okay, so let us try to resolve that. Okay, so this blog cannot actually send mail. That simply means if anything is happening on this blog, you will not even receive a mail. Okay, let me try to log into my mail that I used. Okay, so this is the email I'm using as administrator on that blog. You can see that no email comes in, because in our settings, we have done our settings that whenever somebody makes a comment on our post, that we should receive email, and every activities on our blog are supposed to give us an email notification. Okay, so we are having problem with email notification on this blog right here. So to resolve that, we are going to create our webmail. Okay, so I'm going to click on cPanel right here so that we can go to the home page of our cPanel. Then we are going to come under email section and click on email account. Okay, so you click on create. All right, so you can see right here it's asking for my username. That is what I want to use for my mail. And to the right hand side here, you can see olaphillips.com.ng. If you are having multiple domain names on this account, it is going to give you the list of the domain name so that you can choose. All right, but for now I am having olaphillips.com.ng. so whatever I put here is going to take it and add at olaphillips.com.ng to it. Okay, so let me just type support. Then I'm going to set my password here. So when you put your password, just click on create. All right, so now my mail is created. I have support at olaphillips.com.ng. Okay, now let me go back to our blog and resolve that error. Okay, I can close this, or I can even delete it because we don't need it. let me go back and delete that post. Let's delete that post first because we don't need it. That testing, we can trash it. All right, trashed. Now let's go back to our plugins. Okay, so we need to install a plugin now called WP Mail. Okay, so I'm going to click on add new plugin, then I will search for WP Mail. Okay, you will see it, WP Mail SMTP by WP Form. Okay, so click on this plugin and install. All right, then click on activate. Okay, so after installing the plugin, then I've told you that when you install your plugin, then to the left you can see settings, and on the plugin list you can also see settings. Okay, when you check this plugin right here, we have settings, so you can click on these settings. Okay, so right here we are going to do our settings. So it is saying from which email. Don't forget that we are trying to work on sending mail from this blog. Okay, so my email is support@olaphillips.com.ng. okay, so that is from email. Then first from email. Okay, so you should turn this on. Then from which name? Okay, it is going to be Ola Phillips blog. Then first from name, turn this on, and you can leave this. Then the mailer, okay, because you can set up this with Google also, but since I'm using my webmail and that is more preferable, so I'm going to choose other SMTP. Okay, so what is the SMTP host? Okay, you can contact your hosting provider to give you this. Okay, so my hosting provider actually gave me this vim101.truehost.cloud, so you can charge them up, they will give to you. Then the SMTP port is 587, they can also give you that. Then the SMTP username is your mail and the password that you created when you were creating your mail. Okay, so I'm going to copy my mail right here. Okay, and also put my password. Okay, then I can click on save settings. All right, so let us go back to our blog and try to comment again. All right, so I'm going to type just anything and type name and put email and click on post comment. All right, you can see that that error has been resolved. Okay, it is no more showing us error, and you can see right here your comment is awaiting moderation. This is a preview. Your comment will be visible after it has been approved. Okay, and of course we set that the comment should be manually approved. All right, so if I go to my WordPress dashboard right here, you can see we have comment, we have one. Okay, you can see this notification that we have one comment. So if I click on comment right here, then okay, we have two comments. Sorry, the first one that was showing error and the second one. So I can easily click on approve. Okay, so when I click on approve, it approves, or I can also reply this comment. Okay, so if I click on reply, I can say I am aware. Okay, as my reply, then I will approve and reply. Okay, so I will click on approve and reply. Now if I go to the incognito window and refresh, you can see right here, you can see the comment, you can see my reply here, and you can see the second comment. Okay, so this error is resolved. Now we can go back to activate our plugin. Okay, because we actually use WP Discourse to change our comment environment, but that depends on you. Actually, you may decide to leave it at this default if you like. Okay, but if I refresh right now, that plugin is activated. So it depends on you. I'm just showing to you what your plugin can do, and you can see this plugin has changed this comment section, and you can see it is more beautiful. This is the comment and this is my own reply nested under it. Okay, so I think that will be all for this lesson. In the next lesson, then we can come to customize our plugins, but the major two errors on this blog are being resolved. Thank you. Keep on being motivated and keep your enthusiasm, and I will see you in my next lesson.